So it's the 6th of April 2020, and yesterday, Sunday the 5th of April, was my birthday. Well, not really my birthday. My birthday was 46 years ago, and this is just something that you sort of pick a date from the calendar and pick to celebrate, when you were born. I don't see, I'm trying not to be negative, but I don't see my birthday as being something to celebrate. And I'm leading on into something bigger here that I've been meaning to discuss for a while. I don't think, from a personal point of view, not being pessimistic, but I'm not exactly overjoyed with my life experience. I wouldn't say that it was up there with, I would say, it's been educational, and that's probably the only positive thing that I would put towards my life experience itself. I've met some lovely people, only a few, and I think what I've drawn from that sort of celebration or whatever it is of your birthday every year is the fact that it's almost like you get 65 days, depending on a leap year, of each year, which is not many days really when you think about it. It's over and done with quite fast, and there's a need to create predictability in humans today. Now, the way that this is being done is that every day is almost being occupied by an ideology. And let me explain. Every day that we wake up today seems to be a different kind of celebration day. And these celebration days are very strange. They're getting stranger and stranger. You get your Christmas Day and your Boxing Day and your New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, and in England, particularly we get like your May Days, Pancake Tuesday, Easter. There's always an Easter Sunday, and before you know it, the whole entire year has something going on. And you've got the birthdays, families' birthdays, death days, whatever it may be. There's all these things that we clog up our calendar with as we get older. And it's a good way to predict human movements, and it's a good way to try and predict and almost guide and control human behavior. So, for instance, people get paid monthly, they get paid around the same date. Those same dates then get filled up with Black Fridays and all these other things that they get pushed at that, or sales that get pushed at that particular time when people get their paychecks through. Then to top that off, you get all these strange days made up to celebrate, I don't know, certain workforces, or it'd be VE Day. And Black Friday, like I said, Black Sunday. Before you know it, every day is literally filled up with something that you have to do before you even wake in the morning. There's an expectation in most people to fill every day up with the same as what everybody else is being told they have to fill it up. I mean, we've had ridiculous things in this country, for instance, to try and get like the alpha males, for instance. They don't tend to, they're still conformists and everything else. They just don't know it, but there's things like they will bring things to try and lure those sort of groups in, groups that are maybe a bit more that no one controls me, no one says anything that I need to do. So they bring out things like in the UK, for instance, steak and blowjob day. What's it going to be next? I don't want to get too vulgar, but it's just ridiculous, that every single day has to be filled up with an ideology before you wake, and this is done on purpose. This is purposeful. it doesn't matter when you wake up. It's like that is the news story for the day and what people have done with that day to celebrate that particular thing, no matter what it may be. And it almost creates like a predictable pattern throughout the year. And those predictable patterns are never a good thing for humanity. You know, the best thing for humanity is everybody just to be individual and do their own little thing. And that pretty much balances everything out. As soon as the whole of humanity jumps onto a bandwagon for any ideology, it's obviously going to be harmful. There are some people who are harmful in some ways, some people are harmful in others. They do it at different times of the year, that sort of offsets each other. Some people are good at some times of the year and bad for the environment at other times of the year, and that's all mixes about. But the trouble is when you get these ideologies that get pushed on day by day to make human behaviour predictable, what happens is that everybody behaves the same, and that is never good. It's never good for your mind. It's not good for variety. Variety is the spice of life. You know, not waking up on a Tuesday and deciding that the whole country got to go out and buy pancake mix and make pancakes, and then, you know, you wake up on the next day and everybody's got to celebrate the Normandy landings or you know, some sort of end of the war, World War II or World War One, or an anniversary of a war. You know, it's just, in the end it becomes ridiculous. And I think the best thing that we can take from this predictability is to be unpredictable. Not even do the opposite, because that's a sort of sign of predictability. If people know you're going to do the opposite, so use reverse psychology on you. Just ignore the whole lot. Ignore the whole lot and get on and do your own thing in your own life, the way that you want to do it every day. And don't think today's a Monday, today's a Tuesday. You know, if anything we've learned during this lockdown is that you wake up and you don't actually know what day it is. That proves you how fake those man-made those dates are. Yes, we need to use them to book appointments and to arrange to meet other people and everything else. That's understandable. But if you're going out for a meal, you know, 1 week, that's the only real particular time and day you need to focus on. You don't need to say, today's Monday, what do I do Monday? Oh, Monday at 10 o'clock I do so-and-so, and then by 11 o'clock I do this. And then, you know, you can see the rubbish that you know, every day can be filled with, until before you know it, 10 years of your life have gone by and you look back and don't actually know what happened. That's why your life gets faster as you get older. Your life gets faster, moves faster as you get older, because your patterns become severely repeated. Your habits become the same. So there's no way of telling actually one day from the next day. When you're younger, every day is a new exciting day. Everything's a new experience, and you're full of life. And eventually, you get sort of pulled down by your elders, your parents, your grandparents, whoever it may be, and all people around you to act the same as them. And as you get older, those habits become the same. You know, the same journeys, the same conversations, the same workplace, maybe the same everything. And in the end, before you know it, there's 10 years and you don't actually know what happened. You couldn't look back and pick out a point where you felt alive, that you could focus on. Because that's the bits that really stick in your mind, is the bits where you focus, and it's really different and exciting. That's the reason why we should always pay attention to those people who are doing things that are very unusual, thinking outside the box, doing unusual things, making us step outside of our daily routine. These people need to be not put down as if they're some sort of danger because they don't think or behave the same way as us. They need to be almost celebrated, maybe watched. This is how anybody, you know, sort of gets noticed, is the fact that they're different, that they're just not the same as everybody else. And that's what we need to get back to, the random happenstance, the things that just, you know, that make the world different. You'll never forget this period, for instance, where you're all locked up inside because you're having so many new experiences. Suddenly you're spending every day with your family, maybe, and perhaps you're spending every day alone. And it's not you off of your. Suddenly you've got lots of time to do those art projects or those or service your wash your car, clean it. Maybe whatever you would normally not have any time for, you would take for someone else to do, or give to someone else, you've actually started enjoying that, the creativity of whatever you're doing. It doesn't matter what it is. If you enjoy it, then that's your thing. And you won't forget this period just because of that. This period of lockdown you will never forget, because it's different. And those different things are the things that knock us off that path, and make us rearrange our cognition to viewing the world in a different way, and that's healthy.